There's no blueprint to this. There's no elevator. There's none of that. You got to take the steps. All right. And it's really just as simple as that.
That's good.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. As always, I'm your host, actor, filmmaker, Brian Terry Snell. And before we get into this topic, guys, please make sure you follow me on Instagram and subscribe, like, and share this video. You never know who you're helping out, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that you know that could use the information and the help. Help them out, guys. Share the video. Thank you for the support, and thank you for all the questions that are coming in. I'm going to answer them the best I can, as quickly as I can. But I actually have one question that came through for today's video, and this person asked me how to get an agent or how to get a manager. And you guys know me, I'm going to put a little twist on this. I think that question is very important, but there's a time and place for how to get an agent and how to get a manager. I think the real question that needs to be answered here is, when do I need to get an agent or when do I need to get a manager? So we're going to jump right in on this one. We're going to go through some details, some experiences, and just some general information that I'm going to share with you guys today. So obviously, I think we all know there's many ways to get an agent. I got my agent that I'm with right now by referral. So I knew somebody that knew somebody. They were with this agency. They put a word in for me. Boom, I got signed, and then I had an agent. That was very simple through networking, connections, and obviously the talent has to be there. I mean, there's plenty of resources. You can self-submit on websites for talent agencies or managers. You can also join a showcase, which is generally connected to acting classes. So if you're a part of an acting class, they might host a showcase twice a year, 3 times a year, whatever it is. And typically at a showcase, the acting classes will invite talent agencies, casting directors, managers, or anybody that's seeking talent to come show up. So you have self-submitting, you have word of mouth or referral, you have showcases. I mean, there's plenty of resources and ways to get an agent or a manager, right? But one thing that needs to be answered is the question, when do you need to get an agent? Because I think that is so much more important, because if you don't even know when to get an agent or when you're ready to get an agent, what does it matter how to get it? And this is going to answer the question in one short little story. I'm going to share with you my experience of my first talent agent. I had just started acting. I'm probably 6 months into my acting career or something like that. I was in an acting class, and it just so happened to be that a talent agent was in the audience and they were watching us on stage, right? So they liked what they saw, I guess, and maybe I got lucky, I don't know, but everything worked out well on stage in my scene that was going on. So long story short, I signed with a pretty reputable talent agency only 6 months into my acting career. Now, while I thought that was great, and you watching, you're probably like, wow, that's phenomenal. What are you complaining about? It's not that I'm complaining, but if I could go back, I probably wouldn't have signed if I knew then what I know now. And I say this because, first off, my talent wasn't up to par for an agency. My experience certainly wasn't there. I had never auditioned before, and I literally didn't know what I was doing. So I took the opportunity, jumped right in, and I said, yep, I want to be signed. It was emotional. It was great. I was so excited, and I thought this was like the best day of my life, right? So I'm going to share with you what happens when you sign with a talent agency before you have any talent or experience. So at this point, I had no demo reel. I'm 6 months into acting, barely any experience, and I had some decent headshots, and that's pretty much the only thing that was getting me auditions through my agent. I would go on to get some pretty decent auditions, and what happened was there was no talent and there was no experience, so I blew the audition. And it's not that I just blew one audition. I blew this audition, I blew that audition, I blew this audition, I blew all the auditions terribly because I had no idea what I was doing. I was taping on some random walls with some crappy cell phone cameras with one light, and it was awful. So to sum that up, what I did was I kind of set myself up for failure. I didn't know that I wasn't ready for an agent at the moment. I just thought it was the greatest thing ever. But now that I have way more experience, I'm with a whole different agent, and it's a whole different time, I look back and I say to myself, you weren't ready. Clearly you weren't ready, and there was damage done. I blew a lot of opportunities with casting directors because all the audition tapes that they saw from me were trash. They're like, nope, nope, nope. Okay, we've seen him 3 times. He has no idea what he's doing. We're not going to see him anymore. And eventually, I was just down to 0 auditions because the casting directors didn't want to see me anymore. I obviously didn't know what I was doing. Even as I progressed, it still wasn't up to par. So I pretty much say that to say the talent and the experience needs to be there. We got to stop worrying about how to get agents and how to get managers, but more so, when is it the right time to get a manager and an agent? A manager is a whole separate ordeal than a talent agent. So to those of you that are wondering, how do I get an agent? Ask yourself, am I even ready for an agent? And you have to be honest with yourself, or you're going to do what I did and you're going to blow a lot of opportunities and look like a fool. The real question needs to be, am I ready for an agent? Am I ready for a manager? Stop asking yourself how to get one and where to look, because that is not the most important thing right now. The most important thing is your talent and your experience and your networking. If you don't have those 3 things down, there's no use for an agent. Even if they sign you and say, we've been waiting for your look, your headshots look great, we've been needing you on our roster for a long time. Don't let that fool you, because you are not ready. You need the experience, the talent has to show up. And you need to evaluate yourself after some time to say, okay, I wasn't ready for an agent then, how am I looking now? Do I have a demo reel that's developed? Is my demo reel actually good quality and not just random clips of whatever? It needs to be good quality. Are my headshots improving? They used to be this, but I've invested in my headshots and I went and I upgraded to this. So now I got the headshots, the demo reel, I'm in classes, I'm working with an acting coach. It's been 2 years or it's been 6 years or whatever it is. Evaluate yourself as you go. Then ask yourself, now I need to find out how to get an agent. And of course, it's always good to have that knowledge to know how to get an agent and how to get a manager, but let's focus on the more important things first. And honestly, the example that I gave you of myself should literally clear the air on that question. I was not ready. There's no blueprint to this, there's no elevator, there's none of that. You got to take the steps, all right? And it's really just as simple as that. I didn't have the experience, didn't have the talent, blew a bunch of opportunities, and then actually that got me less opportunities. So I should have waited. I should have built my experience, built my resume, got maybe some short films or some student films, or created my own content and used that to build my experience, and then say, hey, I have a package, I'm valuable, here you go. You need to create value within yourself. This is a business. So a talent agent has to have some way to make money off of you. That's just how it works. If they can't make money off of you, essentially you're useless. Build your brand, build your value. Make sure you have the best headshots you can have, a badass demo reel, a nice resume that at least has credits on it, or student films, or just some line of work that shows, hey, I have experience. Get in your acting classes, find an acting coach. All of these things make you more valuable. If you take a boxing class, if you can snowboard, if you can speak different languages, do everything you can to make yourself more valuable. That is the selling point. Then you can go to an agent and say, hey, this is my package, this is what I am, this is what I have to offer, here's my value, take it or leave it. So that was a great question, and I kind of hope that cleared the air a little bit. Do some self-evaluating. You have to be honest with yourself, you have to question yourself, am I ready or am I not? If the answer is no, forget it. Go to the basics, go to the beginning, start at the beginning and work your way up. Then down the road, ask yourself that. But right now it needs to be, when do I get an agent? Am I ready for an agent? That's the question you got to ask yourself. All right, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope that cleared the air a little bit. I hope it answered your question. This doesn't mean you don't need this information of how to get an agent. You still need that information, but like I said, focus on the basics, and that'll make it less complicating for you. To everybody watching, good luck in your career. I hope you guys are finding success, and if you have any questions, you know that you can put the questions in the comments below. We'll talk about it. I'll answer anything that I can, and we'll have a conversation about it. I will see you guys on the next video. Hope you have a great day, and I hope this information helped.
That's